Although no footage was captured of the actual attack on Jussie Smollett, authorities have noticed new leads they will follow. Gay actor and LGBT activist Jussie Smollett, who stars on the hit show Empire, was attacked while walking in the Streeterville neighborhood of Chicago 2 weeks ago. One of the men wrapped a noose around his neck, then other one threw a type of chemical on him and shouted racial slurs at him, calling him a faggot and the N-word. They also allegedly claimed to be in MAGA country as a warning referring to Trump. They retreated to his home. His manager called the police, and the police urged him to go to the hospital to be treated for his injuries. Spokesman Anthony Gillemi said detectives expanded the search to include footage from public buses and buildings beyond the scene's immediate vicinity in the hopes of spotting the men who matched Jussie Smollett's description of the suspects. He recently commented publicly about the attack at a concert, calling himself strong and labeling himself as the gay Tupac. Bobby Rush, a Democratic congressman from Chicago, issued a statement calling on the agency to conduct an immediate and sweeping civil rights investigation into the racist and homophobic attack. On the phone today, we have the incredible CEO of Freedom Fighters, Traci Fant. She was given that name by none other than Jesse Jackson. She stands for unity and justice, and she's here to talk to us a little bit about the hate crimes and things that are going on in the community. Because of that, there was a recent hate crime in Brooklyn, New York, as well as other hate crimes of 3 Asians who were murdered by a white man who claimed he watched a movie and made the decision to harm other Asians who were completely innocent. And that made him angry enough to kill these people. So with that said, all these hate crimes going on in Northwest Indiana, New York, other parts of Chicago, just to name a few. Traci, I want to find out what you feel, because we know that you have been called a voice of the voiceless. So if you could tell us what you think about some of the cultural differences, and how does that have anything to do with why these people committed these hate crimes specifically?
Right. I first of all, thank you for inviting me on to be your guest. I think that it's sad and it's very disheartening that people don't have a conscious level of acceptance when it comes to, those who are in the, the lesbian gay community, those who, are not their race, or even, religion. And now it's coming down to politics. It's very saddening to me to even hear that someone saw something on TV, on a movie, and decided to take someone's life. I mean, that's an innocent life that they took based on the fact that they made the decision, the conscious decision, that because you're not the same race that I am, or you don't share the same beliefs that I share, or, whatever was going on through their mind, because, hate, that's just what it is. It's hate.
Right.
And I just think it's terrible. I mean,
to take that into your own hands and to do something of that nature is terrible.
Right,
so,
to decide that because I don't share the same thoughts and ideas or beliefs, or we're not the same nationality, or whatever the situation may be that caused someone to hate another. Because a lot of people think it's all about race, but it's not. There's so many different reasons why people commit hate crimes. Like I said, so I just think it's terrible.
Well, like you said, acceptance is a big part of it. There's no cultural sensitivity. And I think that's one thing that people could definitely try to improve upon. So because of that, what do you feel is emboldening these criminals to commit these hate crimes? What makes them do this?
Some of it could be, they're copycats. They see someone else do it. A lot, I think social media plays a huge role in it, as far as to how we see each other on a daily basis, and how we visualize each other when we come in contact with another person. Instead of having a conversation about what makes us different, instead of having, conflict resolution conversations and different things like that, people immediately see one thing and put it in the same category as something else, that they don't care what it is, what's going on with that person. They just hate that person because they made up in their mind that, because you support this, or because you believe in this, or because you're not the same race I am, or whatever the situation. They make a conscious decision to take a person's life based on the fact that, or not even take a person's life, but commit a crime on another person based on how they view that person. Like Josie, what he went in Chicago, that was a horrible thing. And now not only that, but the fact that he's being questioned as if he was the one who committed the crime.
Right.
So now they're turning the victim into the suspect. I mean, and people have called him out saying, "Oh my God, he's lying," or he made this up because of the weather, because of this and that. I mean, I truly believe that he was subjected to some people who just decided that because he was a gay man and because he was a gay black man, that they were going to make this attempt on his life.
Right.
He had no reason to make that up. I wouldn't think anyway that he would have a reason to make that up. And so, as I said, I just think that it's horrible that people feel that they can make the decision to commit violence on someone or to take their life, or to not give them another job opportunity or whatever because of what their race is or what their religious beliefs are.
Right. And there has been pushback because of what he said when it came to not giving the police his phone records immediately.
Right.
And there was a pause when it came to being able to cooperate with police officers. So that's where people are starting to wonder, well, why wouldn't you provide that information? Why is there a reason that you would hold that back from us?
Right. And the thing about it is, they have to think about the trauma of the situation. He went through a very traumatic experience. And so, as I stated, instead of them, he's probably in his mind saying, okay, review the tapes, pull the video, do what you need to do, question witnesses, but why are you treating me like I'm the person who committed this act? And so, his pushback may not be because he's quote unquote guilty.
Right.
It may be because he's saying, look, I didn't do anything. Find the person who did. This is my personal cell phone, and I don't feel the need to give you the opportunity to go through my personal business to basically, he's a celebrity.
He could think it's invasion of privacy.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, and his privacy has already been invaded.
Right.
He's already been invaded. His space has been invaded. And they also questioned the noose around his neck. I mean, everything. They questioned. They picked apart his story, and I just feel like the way they did him is the way that a lot of rape victims are treated. A lot of people who are victimized when it comes to different situations where you victimize, and the victim feels like they're being treated like the criminal.
Right. And that is unfortunate, and it makes people not want to come forward, I believe.
Oh yeah, true. Oh yeah, true. I mean, just think of how hard it was for him to come forward. He already, came out the closet, said he was gay. He's on a big, TV show, but he knows already that a lot of people won't even view the show because they have a gay black man on the show.
Right.
And so now, not only that, now he's been attacked, in which, we know it was a hate crime because of the verbiage that was used. And they're saying it was some type of publicity stunt.
Right.
But it had to be hard for him to come forward with that. I mean, nobody wants to come out and say, look, I was victimized. I don't think that anyone in their right mind would make up a story like that. It's not like he said, he was robbed or, he was, beaten by a gang or whatever. He was very specific in the verbiage of what he said happened. And so, I just think that it's terrible that people, not only do hate crimes exist, but people don't even want to recognize that they exist. They want to call it anything but what it is.
Right. And I think that is definitely something that we need to address, and we need to be more creative with the way that we handle these race relations and be able to conquer this issue. But once again, Traci Fant with Freedom Fighters and thinktwice.org. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to hearing from you next week, along with your interview with Monteria Robinson. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Don't go too far. More Onyx News will be right back after these messages. See you shortly.